The late sun bled gold over the dry canyons, stretching shadows across the quiet town of Red Bluff. Logan Hart, a lone cowboy with a weathered face and quiet eyes, finished tending his horse outside the saloon when he heard the approaching hooves. He expected a ranch hand, a traveler, maybe a drifter, but not her. The rider dismounted in one fluid motion, her dark hair streaming like a night wind, her bronze skin kissed by the sun, and her eyes holding a fire he couldn't name. She wore Apache beads and leather, but her presence felt like thunder wrapped in calm. She walked straight toward him, no hesitation, no fear. "Logan Hart," she said, voice low and certain. "I came to marry you." The world seemed to still. Men nearby froze with their drinks half raised. Logan squinted, taken aback but not rattled. "Ma'am, I think you've got the wrong cowboy." But she stepped closer, her gaze unshaken. "You saved me from death 20 years ago. I was 6. You found me bleeding in the ravine near Black Mesa after my village was attacked. You carried me on your horse all the way to the mission. You told me I was safe. You never asked my name, but you gave me one, Sparrow." The name struck him like a bullet of memory. A little girl barely breathing, clutching his coat as he rode through the storm. He'd searched for her tribe after, but no one claimed her. He assumed she'd been taken east or lost to time. He never forgot. His breath caught. "That was you?" She nodded. "My real name is Ayanna. I was taken in by an Apache band across the border. I waited, I learned, I trained, but I never forgot the man with the quiet eyes who said I'd live." Logan's chest tightened in a way he hadn't felt in years. Ayanna studied his face, unblinking. "I owe you my life. But I didn't come to settle a debt. I came because I belong with you." Murmurs rippled through the street. Logan's old friend Hank leaned on a post, grinning under his hat like he'd just heard the opening to the best saloon tale in decades. But Logan wasn't laughing. He was listening to a memory, to a heartbeat he thought had gone dull. "Folks don't just ride in from the desert and ask a man to marry." He said slowly. "Not unless there's more to the story." Ayanna didn't flinch. "There is. The men who burned my village, they're back. They've taken Apache land and set their sights on yours. If you help me stop them, I'll tell you everything. And when it's done, if you'll have me, I'll be your wife. Like I swore when I was a child." Logan looked at her, with the strength of a warrior in the eyes of the girl he once saved. Something unspoken shifted in him. He tipped his hat back and said, "Well, Sparrow, looks like you found your way home after all." And across the dust-swept street, the wind seemed to whisper that fate had just walked into Red Bluff wearing moccasins and vengeance. The next dawn rose red as a wound. Logan and Ayanna rode toward the mesa trails, the old mission just a crumbling shell beneath the dusty horizon. Along the way, she told him what time had stolen. The raiders were ex-Confederate marauders turned land thieves. They'd struck Apache camps across the territory and built a stronghold near Dead Man's Basin. They'd taken sacred land, abducted women, and sold horses across the border. "Their leader calls himself Maddox Kane," Ayanna said, eyes hard. "He's the one who held the torch." "The night my people died," Logan had heard. The name, mean, ambitious, and rumored to command 50 gun hands. But he'd faced worse with less reason to fight. "So you came alone?" he asked. She shook her head. "I came with the strength you gave me 20 years. Go." When they reached the canyon ridge, they saw smoke curling against the sky. Raiders camped near a captured waterhole. Logan and Ayanna studied the layout in silence, speaking in quick plans and shared glances like they'd ridden together their whole lives. By nightfall, they crept down, their horses tied back in the brush. 2 guards fell quiet beneath their blades and bullets. Logan was shocked by her prowess. She moved like a shadow, struck like thunder, and carried grief like iron. As they cut loose a group of captured Apache women, one elder woman recognized Ayanna and embraced her with tears. "You walk with the spirits now," she whispered. With the prisoners freed and hidden, Ayanna and Logan moved deeper into camp, lighting fires in the supply tents and scattering the horses. Chaos erupted. Gunshots split the air. Logan took down 3 men behind the water trough while Ayanna caught Maddox Kane above the canyon ledge. He sneered, boasting of what he'd do to any tribe that stood in his way, but she didn't give him time to finish. "This is for my mother," she said as she fired. By the time dawn broke, the camp was in ruins and the captives were safe. The Apache elders rode in from the canyon and claimed the land once more. Logan stood beside Ayanna as the warriors chanted over the ashes. When they returned to Red Bluff, the town greeted them as legends, but Ayanna looked only at Logan under the cottonwood tree outside, his ranch house. She faced him quietly. "My promise is still true," she said. "I didn't come for a memory. I came for you." Logan's voice roughened. "You sure you want a life with a man who barely talks and smells like horses more than he should?" She stepped closer. "I rode across the desert to marry you. I'm not asking twice." He chuckled softly for the first time in days, then lifted her hand to his chest. "Then stay," he said. "Not as a debt, as my equal. My partner, my wife." She nodded, steady as the earth. He called Hank and the townsfolk, and by sundown a circle gathered in the ranch yard with music, drums, and lanterns. An Apache elder and the town preacher spoke side by side, and Logan tied a leather band around Ayanna's wrist while she